Hello everyone, welcome to MBA Karo. So today we have the 10th class of Hot Summer series for CAT 2024, and as you can see the topic is time, speed, distance. This is one of the most important topics in arithmetic, and you get questions from this in all examinations, not just CAT. And if we talk about a single topic with the highest variety of questions, this is that topic. So we are going to discuss different kind of problems on time, speed, distance, and see that it is nothing but one just basic concept. And in every question we will use one framework to answer the questions. So watch this video to understand how to solve different kind of questions, be it easy, moderate or difficult ones, with a single simple approach, and try to answer your questions and see that how much you score in this class. And if you are new to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel for the best content on all MBA entrance examinations. This is the schedule. We are done with 1/3 of the classes. So today is a class on time, speed, distance, and the coming classes are also going to be an interesting one, wherein you will encounter questions on games and tournaments, odd one out, more DI, and so on. So let's start with today's class. Before that, just an information that in case you are preparing for CAT 2024 and are looking for a paid course, you can enroll in the same, and if you use the code HOT, you can get 20% discount till 30th of June. So first of all, before we begin, I would say that solve for every question, try to solve it on your own, and then only try to look at the solution, because if you look at the solution immediately, it is not going to help you. Okay, so first of all, try to like solve the questions and then see that how it needs to be done in the best possible manner. So let's see this thing, that what is the primary concept of time, speed, distance. So in all questions you need to have three things: time, speed and distance, be it normal time, speed, distance, be it train, boat, escalator, anything, right? Time into speed is distance, that is the primary formula. Okay, so you can say distance is speed into time. If you have to find time, that is distance upon speed. If you have to find speed, that is distance upon time. So in every question you need to put this framework, that what is given to you. Is time and speed given? You can find the distance. Is distance and speed given? You can find the time. If distance and time is given to you, you can find the speed. So that's the basic funda in all questions, be it boat, train, just that the definition of distance and speed might change. Okay, and another thing is, when there are two bodies which are moving, so if they move in the opposite directions or towards each other, the speed is the sum of their speeds, and if they are moving in the same direction, the speed is the difference between their speeds. That's the concept of relative speed. So these two things, and you are good to go. So let's look at different questions. So here's the first question. A man covers a certain distance on bicycle. He had he moved 3 km/h faster, he would have taken 40 minutes less. If he had moved 22 km/h slower, he would have taken 40 minutes more. Find the distance. Okay, so now this is a question and you need to find the distance in this question. I told you that how to solve this question. Always remember, time to speed is distance. Is the distance given to you? No. Is the time given to you? No. Is the speed given to you? No. Okay, so let us say the normal time is t and the normal speed is s, right? If it is the normal time and normal speed, that is going to give you the distance. Now, had he moved 3 km/h faster, so if he makes his speed s plus 3, he would have taken 40 minutes less. So time we are taking in minutes, here we are writing in minutes. So this will give you the same distance, because in each case he is going the same distance, right? Just that his speed is increased by 3, time is reduced by 40. If he had moved 2 km slower, suppose his speed was s minus 2, he would have taken 40 minutes more. so that is equal to the same distance. So these are three equations that we get, right? So equate these equations. So equate this and equate this. So first equation says Ts is equal to Ts minus 40s plus 3t minus 120. Okay, it gives you Ts gets cancelled, we get 3t plus 40s is equal to, so this 120 goes this side, it is 120. That is our first equation. From the second set of values, so we get T into S is equal to, this is Ts plus 40s minus 2t and minus 80, right? So it gives you, this is Ts gets cancelled, so when we bring it this side, it becomes 2t minus 40s is equal to minus, so Ts plus 40s minus 2t, okay, minus 80 equals to this. So we will get 2t minus 40s is equal to, so when we bring it this side, it is minus 80. So when we add that, we get 5t is equal to, so we get 5t is equal to 40, or t is equal to 8, or we are getting anything wrong here, like, so if we take 2t so 5t is equal to 40. So when we 3t minus 40s, sorry, this is 3t minus 40s is equal to 120 and 2t minus 40s is equal to minus 80. So when we subtract this equation, the second equation from the first equation, we will get t is equal to 200. Okay, so put t is equal to 200 in any of the equations. So we get 600 minus 40s is equal to 120, okay, or 40s is 480, s is equal to 12. Okay, so s is 12. Now what did I tell you? Distance is times into speed. So d is time into speed. So 200 in minutes, okay, into speed is 12. Now we are dealing in speed in kilometer per hour. So we will convert it into minutes. So this is in minutes. So if you convert it to hours, that will become 200 by 60. So 1 by 5, that is 40 kilometer. Okay, so that's how we solve such questions. Simple make equations are put in the variable. So T, S, D. So in all questions, you need to use this framework. Next question, A traveled a total distance of 3990 kilometer. He traveled part of the distance by air, part by water, and the rest by land. The time he spent on each was in the ratio 1:16:2 respectively. The average speed of each mode of travel was in the ratio 20:1:3 respectively. If A's overall average speed was 42 km per hour, the distance covered by air is. So again, let's use this time into speed is distance. Okay, so time for like we have air, then we have water and land. The time is given in the ratio 1:16:2. So let's say x, okay, then we have 16x and 2x. So speed is in the ratio 20y and 3y. So distance is time into speed, so 20xy, okay, this is 16xy and this is 6xy. So total is 42xy. So 42xy is given as 3990. We need to find the distance covered by air. So distance covered by air is 20xy. 20xy will be equal to 3990 into 20 by 42. Okay, so you need to calculate this value. So 42 into 9 is 378, 21 210. So 95 into 20, you will get 1900 kilometers. So that's a basic question on proportionality. So time into speed is distance. So we are given the ratio of time taken, okay, ratio of distance traveled, and now this is just an additional information which is not even needed in this particular question. So basically you would have got the values of x and y if you had to if you use this data, you could have got the separate values of x and y, which was not needed in this case. Every day I leave my home at a particular time, travel at a uniform speed and reach my college on time. Today also I left the home at the same time but travelled 3/5 of my regular speed over 1/3 of the total distance. At what fraction of my regular speed should I travel over the rest of the distance so that I reach on time? Okay. Now in these kind of questions, like if you solve using variables, you will get basically decimal values. Okay. So what, like if you take this case, so he travels 1/3 of the total distance. So 1:1 part and 2 part. This is at 3/5 of speed, okay, and this is that higher speed. Okay, so suppose now we have given 3 and 5, right? 1/5, 1/3, basically multiples of 1/5 and 1/3. So in order to remove this, let us take LCM of 5 and 3. इसका LCM ले लो, ठीक है. So what we will do, we will take the speed as so we will take speed as, because it is given 3 by 5, so let us take speed as 5 and time as 1/3 of the total distance. So let us take distance as 15. ठीक है, distance ले लो इन दोनों के LCM. So if we take distance as 15, so what will be his on time? So speed is 5, time will be, times to speed is distance. So distance is 15, time will be 3 hours. Okay, this is the normal scenario. Now he covers 3/5 of the like 1/3 of the total distance. So 5 kilometer and remaining is 10 kilometer. How much speed does he have? 3/5 of the regular speed. Regular speed is 5 and 3/5 of is 5 by 3. So from here till here he will take 5 by 3 hours. Now he has to cover, the total is given as 3 hours, right? Normal time is 3 hours. So he would take 4 by 3 hours to cover this, so that total is 9 hours. So total is 3 hours. So this is 4 by 3 hours. So what is his speed? Distance is 10. His speed is, time is 4 by 3. So speed will be, divide 10 by 4 by 3. That is 7.5. So he has to take a speed of 7.5. Right. Now the question asks that what fraction of his regular speed? Regular speed is 5. So that means 1.5 times. Okay. So instead of taking variables like let the distance be d, let the distance be d by 3, etc., use numbers for simple calculation. So we will put the distance 15. Why? It is a multiple of 3 and 5. We can take distance any number, right, provided we take as a proper number, so that we do not get things in fractions. And for the first 5 kilometer his speed is 3, and for the rest 10 kilometer his speed is 7.5. So that gives you the answer as 1.5 times. Here's the next question. It says car A starts with a speed of 30 km per hour and increases its speed by 5 km per hour after every hour. Another car B has a constant speed of 40 km per hour. Both cars start from town P at the same time and travel in the same direction. They meet each other at town Q and continue their journey. Car A takes 4 hours to reach town R from Q. What is the distance between P and R? Okay, so let's visualize this problem. So the cars start from P, okay, and they reach Q and then So A goes like this, 30 and so on, and B goes like 40, 40, 40. Now basic principle here is that arithmetic progression. Okay, now if you see this, since the values are small, you do not have to apply the formula of sum of arithmetic progression. Okay, तो यहाँ पे देखो, there is a loss of 10, right? It is 10 behind, it is 15 behind, right? There is no loss. Now here it travels at 45, it will travel 40, so it is 5, so balance out. Here it will travel 50 kilometer and here it will travel 40, so 10, so balance out. So from P to Q it takes 5 hours. Okay, 5 hours for both the cars. Now it says that they meet each other at town Q, so the distance is 200 kilometers. Okay, because they reach at the same time. Okay, now it says that car A takes 4 hours to reach R from Q. So now we do not have to take 4 hours for B, but we will have to take 4 hours for A. So the distances are 55, 60, 65 and 70. Okay, so we need to find the distance between P and R. 125, 125, that is 250. So 200 plus 250, the distance is 450 kilometer. So it was more of a question of arithmetic progression than just simple time, speed, distance. Okay, so first we will find that after how many hours they will meet at Q and the distance till Q, and then further you will calculate for the distance travelled by A from Q to R and get the total distance. Two trains moving in opposite directions cross a man standing at a platform in 25 seconds and 15 seconds respectively, and they cross each other in 21 seconds. Find the ratio of speed of the trains. Okay, so when we have train based questions, right, how to approach train based questions is, okay, where S is the relative speed. Relative speed is basically speed of train plus man, train minus man, depending. So relative speed is like x plus y if they go in opposite directions, and if they go in the same direction, so x minus y, right? Distance is the sum of lengths. So that is the difference between TSD framework in case of train based questions, right? Sum of lengths. Now if there is only one train, the length is L. If there are two trains, L1 plus L2, train plus platform, length of train plus platform, train plus bridge, length of train plus bridge. If there is train and man has negligible length, so it is just L. Okay, now we will take three scenarios. First is train 1 is moving. Okay, now it crosses a man at 25 seconds. Okay, so train 1, when it talks about it takes 25 seconds. Okay, speed is, let us say, S1. Okay, so it's like time, speed, distance, right? So what is the length of the train? So it is 25 S1, right? When the second train is moving, its speed is S2, that is 15 S2. Now when they are moving, like it says, cross each other, right? So both are moving opposite directions. So T1 and T2 moving like this, opposite directions. That means they are going towards each other. Okay, so that means the total time taken is 21 seconds. Now if they are moving in opposite directions, the speed will be S1 plus S2. Okay, so if they are moving in opposite direction, the speeds get added up. So D means the sum of lengths. So 21 times S1 plus S2. Now this is the length of first train, length of second train, total is this. So we get 25 S1 plus 15 S2 is equal to 21 S1. So we get 4 S1 is equal to 6s2, or we can get s1 upon s2 is 6/4 or 3:2. So the ratio is 3:2. Simple. I mean, this is the equation form. You can just see that 25, like you can use allegation also here, like in this particular question, like by looking at the options you can see that it is 25 and 15. On an average they are getting 21, so you get 6:4, which is 3:2. So you can do this also, and this is a proper explanation how do we get the ratio of speeds. Okay, so this is an interesting question. This does not look like a typical time speed distance to many students, but yes, it is an application of time speed distance. It says that there are two candles of the same height and are lit at the same time. The first is consumed in 4 hours and the second in 3 hours. Assuming that each candle burns at a constant rate, in how many hours after being lighted was the first candle twice the height of the second? So again, what we will do, see, in time speed distance, of course the ratio is one part. You need to be good with HCF and LCM also, especially LCM. Okay, so one is 4 hours and another is 3 hours. That is the time taken. Okay. So again, time speed distance wala concept देखते हैं. Same height, so the height becomes LCM of this. So let us take distance as 12, right? So if it takes 4 hours, its speed is 3, and if it takes 3 hours, its speed is 4. Okay, so their height is same. Now it is burning at the rate of 3, it is burning at the rate of 4. Okay, so what will happen is this will burn first. Okay, so at some time it will have height h, and it says that the first is consumed in 4 hours, so speed is 3. Okay, and each candle burns at constant. How many hours after being lighted was the first candle twice the height? So this height is 2h. Okay, so this is the distance. Now what distance has been covered? So distance covered is 12 minus 2h. This is the total distance, total height, which is 12. So this is covered 12 minus 2h, and how much distance is covered? 12 minus h, right? Now we have to find the time, right? We know the speed. ठीक है, speed given है, right? और इसकी भी speed given है. The distance is known. So what is the time taken? So time taken is 12 minus 2h, right, upon 3, right? So that will be same. So time taken would be same for both. That is equal to so time taken is same, 12 minus h by 4. That is the speed. So what do we get? 58 minus 8h is equal to 36 minus 3h. So we will get 12 is equal to 5h, or h is equal to 2.4. So that means height, this is 2.4 hours. Okay, so 2.4 hours, so 2.4 is 2 hours 24 minutes. Okay, so when you convert to the hour format, it is 2 hours and 24 minutes. So that's how we calculate. So we know that this time is same. Okay, and using that we equated and we got the h as 2.4. Okay, or see, you might be thinking h is 2.4. So h is 2.4, this distance is 9.6, and at the rate of 4, so the distance is 9.6. This is speed is 4, so time is 2.4 hours. Okay, similarly if you put in this value, okay, distance is 4.8, 12 minus 4.8, 7.2 divided by 3, it is 2.4 hours. So h is also 2.4, right? Time is also 2.4, right? So if you calculate this time in minute terms, it is 2 hours and 24 minutes. So this is how we solve this candle based problem. I hope you are enjoying this session thus far, so please don't forget to like the video and do subscribe to the channel. Here's the next question. It says that it takes 15 seconds for a train traveling at 60 km per hour to cross entirely another train half its length and traveling in the opposite direction at 48 km per hour. Okay, it also passes a bridge in 51 seconds. What is the length of the bridge? Okay, so we will use the TSD framework. So there is a train that travels at 60 km per hour and another train half its length. Okay, so let's say the main train that we are talking about, its length is 2x. Okay, and another train, the length is x. Okay, so this length is x, and now we have to travel in the opposite direction at 48 km per hour. Okay, so what we need to do is they are moving in opposite direction, so the relative speed is 108. Okay, and we are given the time, and it takes 15 seconds. So time is 15 seconds, speed is 108, and the distance is 3x. Okay, so first train, the longer train is 2x, the second train is x, and they cross each other in 108 seconds. So what do we get? 3x. We can find the value of x. X is 15 into 108 by 3. But you need to keep in mind is this is in kilometer per hour and the time is in seconds. Okay, so we'll have to convert to meter per second. So meter per second we'll have to convert 5 by 18. Why? Because we have to calculate this distance in meters. That is one thing that you need to keep in mind. Whenever we have to convert, you need to convert in meter per second. Okay, so this gives us 5 and 6. So you will get as 150. So x is 150. Okay, so this is 150. The second train is 300. Now again, putting in the same framework, it passes a bridge in 51 seconds. So time is 51 seconds. The speed is, now this train is moving, right, 60 km per hour. So speed is 60. We need to find the length of the bridge. So here the length is 2x plus length of bridge. So 2x plus length of bridge is 50 into 60, 51 into 60 into 18 by 5 by 18. Why 5 by 18? Because we have to convert to meter per second. The speed is given in, see, always remember that if it is given in meter per second, we need to convert to kilometer per hour. 18 by 5 से multiply करते हैं to convert to kilometer per hour. Okay, and if it is given in kilometer per hour, we need to multiply by 5 by 18 to get in meter per second. Okay, so that's what we need to do in order to get this. So we will take 5 by 18 because this speed is given in kilometer per hour. We will convert it to meter per second and we will get the distance in meters. So if we calculate, this is 3 by 10 and 17. 17 is 170. 170 into 5 is 850. 850 is twice the length of train because 2x is the length of this train plus b. So 2x is 300. So we will subtract 300 and get the length as 550 meters. So a typical time speed distance question based on trains use this framework, like time into speed is distance. What is time? The time taken which is given to us. What is speed? Relative speed. If two trains are moving in opposite direction, okay, so you will add the speeds. If they are moving in same direction, you subtract the speed. And distance is the sum of lengths. A cyclist drove 1 kilometer with the wind in his back in 3 minutes and drove the same way back against the wind in 4 minutes. Assuming that the cyclist always puts constant force on the pedals, how long would it take him to drive 1 kilometer without wind? Okay. Now, this is a question similar to your boards and streams. Okay. So, how do we solve it is? So, if you look at like boats and streams, we use this framework: downstream, upstream, boat and stream. Okay, so here we can use the similar framework. So let us say that the speed of the cyclist is x and the speed of the stream. So here the speed of cycle, and stream becomes the speed of wind. Okay, so down means with the wind and upstream means against the wind, right? So if you go with the wind or downstream, the speed is sum of these two. If you go against the wind, the speed is this. Okay, so it says that the cyclist drove 1 kilometer, so distance is 1 kilometer. Like, these are the different definitions of speed. So speed, the definition might change. It is relative speed, it is downstream speed, upstream speed, distance and time you need to take accordingly. Okay, so distance is 1 kilometer, right? Speed is like it takes 3 minutes, so time is 3. Okay, speed is how much? So 3 minutes, that means speed is 1/3 kilometer per minute. Okay, or if you want to convert it to basically since this distance is time is given in minutes, you can take it in hours, right? So if you can multiply, you can say 20 kilometer per hour. Okay, because he is covering 1/3 kilometer in 1 minute, so his speed is 20 kilometer per hour. Now this is the speed when he is going with the wind. So this with the wind speed is 20. Okay, and when he covers the same distance back, so he is covering 1 kilometer, the speed is, the time taken is 4. So his speed is 1/4. Okay, or you can say 15 kilometer per hour. Okay, so his speed in this case is 50. Now if you have to take the average, you will get the average as 17.5 kilometer per hour. So the distance is 1 kilometer, right? The speed is 17.5 kilometer per hour. Now we have to find in minutes. Okay, so this question is in minutes, so you can take the average 1 by 17.5 and we will multiply by 60, because this is in hours. See, this is 1 by 20 kilometer per minute, so minute means 60 minutes in an hour, so we multiply by 60, we get 20 kilometer per hour. Second case, the speed is 15 kilometer per hour. So now his speed is 17.5 kilometer per hour, so 1 kilometer per hour we will have to convert to minutes. So we will get 60 by this, so we can divide by 2.4, that will give us 24 by 7, which is 3 by 7. So we will get 3 by 7 minutes. Vikram goes from point A to point B while traveling upstream, which takes 7 hours. While returning, his speed decreased due to fatigue and he was able to row only at half of its previous speed and took 6 hours to reach from A to B. If the river is flowing at the speed of 8 km per hour, what is the original rowing speed of Vikram? Okay. So A to B is upstream, right? So again we will use this framework: downstream, upstream, boat and stream. So let's say his speed of the boat is x and speed of the stream is 8. So his downstream speed is x plus 8 and upstream speed is downstream speed is x plus 8, yes, and x minus 8. But it says that while returning, his speed decreased due to fatigue and he was able to row half his previous speed. Now when we are like he is going upstream, okay, when he is going upstream his speed is normal, in downstream his speed is reduced. So let us say his speed was 2x. So upstream this speed is 2x minus 8. Why 2x minus 8? Boat ki speed minus stream speed. But when he returns, that is he is going down, okay, his speed of the boat becomes x and speed of stream is 8 only, right? Now it takes 7 hours in the first case. When he goes upstream it takes 7 hours, and in this case it took 6 hours, right? So this is the speed, this is the time, speed into time is the distance. So equate this, so 6 into x plus 8 is equal to 7 into 2x minus 8. So ये लगाना time into speed is distance. The definition of speed might change. Like in normal questions, speed is basically like the direct speed given to us. In case of trains, the speed is relative speed, right? Which direction, like if they are going in the same direction or opposite direction. In case of boat based questions, the speed becomes downstream or upstream speed. So time into speed is distance, any question. So this is the speed given to us, this is the speed given to us, time is given, so distance is same, so we will equate it. So 6x plus 48 is equal to 14x minus 56. So this gives us 8x is equal to 104 or x equal to 13. So if x is equal to 13, his speed is 2x, which is 26 km per hour. It is asking original rowing speed. If you want to verify the answer, you can see it. So if his rowing speed is 26 and speed of stream is 8, so when he goes up, he will take 18 hours, and his now speed becomes 13. 13 plus 8, his speed becomes 21. So 126. If they ask that what is the distance between A and B, the answer would be 126 km. But it is not needed. Okay, you just have to solve for the speed of the boat. So this is how we solve speed based questions on boats and streams. Next question. Now we are going to do some escalator based questions. ठीक है, इसका framework भी same रहता है. Time into speed is distance. Here speed is speed of person plus or minus escalator. ठीक है, in number of steps per second. ठीक है, speed की unit होती है steps per second, and the distance is number of steps in the escalator. बस यही है. Speed distance time is nothing but use of this formula T into S is equal to D. कोई भी question हो, the framework is T S D. You must understand what is the what does S stand here and what does D stand here. That's it, and you need to put in the values and get the answer. Okay, so boat है, चाहे train है, anything, right? It is single concept. अलग अलग concept नहीं है. It's just one formula T S D. राइट, तभी चैप्टर का नाम रखा है DST. बस एक फॉर्मूला है, उस पर सारे क्वेश्चन बेस्ड हैं, नो मैटर व्हाट काइंड ऑफ questions you have. It's just that the variety, and in this video I have explained different varieties of questions, and probably you did not know these simple ways to solve questions previously. So they are climbing up two moving escalators which have 120 steps. The ratio of first person speed to that of first escalator is 2:3. Okay, so first person की speed 2x है, escalator की 3x है. The ratio of the second person speed to that of second escalator is 3:5. So 3y है and 5y. Okay, so they are climbing two escalators that have 120 steps. So first person, now we have to find the total number of steps they have taken together. So when we talk about the steps, right? So when we see this first escalator, time taken we need to find out. The distance is 120. What is the speed? So climbing up two moving escalators, one thing that you will have to assume is, unless given that going opposite, so you have to assume they are going in the same direction. So if you move in an escalator, so escalator is going up, you are also going up, so the speed becomes escalator per plus person. So if you are going, the escalator is going up but you are going down, so the speed becomes the person minus escalator. So this we need to keep in mind. I believe in this question they should have given the escalator is moving up and the persons are like the escalator is moving up, because like one may assume that escalator might go down also. So let's see this one. So distance is 120. The speed for the first person is 2 plus 3 5. So time taken will be 24. Okay. In second case, now this is the time taken 24. Now how many steps? In D, the distance is the number of steps. So this person, the speed is 2x and he is moving in for 24 seconds. So the person ने कितने step लिए? Person took 48 steps, right? That is the number of steps by person. Remaining steps are taken by escalator. Now second case, the distance is 120, the net speed is 8. Okay, so that means we have 15 seconds and the person takes 2 takes 15 is the time taken and speed is 3, so he takes 45 steps. So first person took 48 steps, second person took 45 steps, total they took 93 steps. So that is the underlying principle in escalator based questions, that the distance is the total number of steps in the escalator and the speed is the steps per second of escalator per plus person or minus person depending on the direction in which they are moving. Sergeant takes 10 seconds to reach the top of an escalator, taking 25 steps by himself, and the rest is done by the escalator. Sanjay takes the same escalator and takes 15 seconds to reach the top, taking 15 steps by himself. What is the speed of the escalator in steps per second? Okay, so let us understand this. The person takes 10 seconds. Okay, so now the time is 10 and the speed of the person is, let's say the person takes 25 steps, right? So he takes 10 seconds and 25 steps. So his speed is basically 2.5. right? Now the actual speed is not 2.5, right? So rest is done by escalator, so that means the person is moving up and the escalator is also moving up, right? So this means that the speed is 2.5 of the person because he takes 10 seconds and take 25 steps. So if you take 25 steps in 10 seconds, your speed is 2.5 steps per second plus the speed of escalator. Okay, because he is moving with the escalator. So that is the that is the total distance covered. Now if you talk about the second person, the person is Sanjay. Okay, Sanjay takes the same escalator, 15 seconds to reach the top, taking 15 steps by himself. So he takes 15 steps in 15 seconds, so his speed is 1. Okay, so his speed is 1 and escalator speed is E. And how much time does he take? He take 15 seconds. Okay, so what we will do is we will equate this because they are covering the same distance. Time taken is 10 seconds for the first person, 15 seconds for the second person. Now what is his speed? 2.5 plus E. Why E? Because they are moving with the escalator. So escalator will have some speed. How did we find the speed of the person? Like he took 25 steps in 10 seconds. So his speed is 2.5 and the escalator speed is E, we have assumed. So what do we get? We get 25 plus 10E is equal to 15 plus 15E. Okay, so that gives us E is equal to 5E is equal to 10 or E is equal to 2. So it says speed of escalator, that is 2 steps per second. Now you can put in the equations and see. So 4.5 steps per second, that is 45 steps, and it is 15 into 3, 45 steps. So in this you can get questions like what is the number of, like one question is speed of escalator. They could also ask you how many steps are there in the escalator. In that case your answer would be 45 steps. Next question on escalators. It says that on a moving escalator it takes 20 steps to reach the top, but when I decrease my speed to 1/4 of my original speed, it takes me only 8 steps to reach the top. How many steps are visible on the stationary escalator? Okay. So now when you are moving up, in the first case you are taking 20 steps, and when you reduce your speed to 1/4. So let us say original speed is equal to 4x reduced speed will be x, right? So it says it takes 20 steps to reach the top. Okay, so let's say the original speed and reduced speed as 4 and 1. Now when you take 20 steps, that means time will be equal to 5 seconds, because you are taking 20 steps. So you are doing 4 steps, that is 5 seconds, and in this case time is 8 upon 1, that is 8 seconds. Okay, so now what we will do, TSD framework rakhenge. So in both cases the escalator is moving. Okay, so we have time is 5 seconds, speed is not what, speed is 4 plus escalator ki speed is, that is the distance, and in this case 8 into 1 plus. Okay, so in both cases the distance is same. Okay, so that's how we solve questions. First of all, we find like time is, it takes 20 steps to reach top and the speed of the person is 4, so it means the time taken is 5 seconds, right? 5 seconds is the time taken. What is speed? Speed of person plus speed of escalator, so 4 plus e, and in this case time taken is 8 seconds, right? Because the person is climbing 8 steps, वो 8 steps climb कर रहा है, speed उसकी 1 है, तो वो 8 seconds लेगा 8 steps climb करने में. Rest of the thing will be covered by the escalator. So we will equate it. So we get that 5e plus 20 is equal to 8e plus 8. So we get 3e is equal to 12 or e is equal to 4. E is 4, right? We need to find the number of steps. So e को 4 put कर लो, so 5 into 8, there are 40 steps. या फिर e यहाँ पे रख लो, 8 into 5, you will get 40 steps in the escalator. So that is our answer. So in these escalator based questions, the distance is number of steps in the escalator. So if the person is moving with the escalator, you add the speed, person plus escalator. So I hope you are enjoying this session with interesting questions on time, speed and distance. Let's move on to more varieties and you will learn new approaches of solving problems. In a race of 200 meter, A beats S by 20 meter and N by 40 meter. If S and N are running a race of 100 meter with exactly the same speed as before, then how many meters will S beat N? Okay, so when we talk about race, beating means how much do they complete. So when we have 200 meters, so this is 200, A covers 200, okay, S by 20 meters, so S has covered 180 meters because A is winning by 20 meters, and N by 40 meters, so N has covered 160 meters. Okay, so this is this winning margin is 20, winning margin is 40, that means N is 160. So it means S and N are running a race. So S and N are running, so ratio of speed of S and N is S ratio N. Remember that time, speed, distance. Distance is directly proportional to speed, distance is directly proportional to time, and speed is inversely proportional to time, or time is inversely proportional to speed also. Okay, so if they are running at the same speed, so distance will be in the same ratio. So S ratio N, the speed is 9 ratio 8, so distance will be 9 ratio 8. Now how many meters will S beat N? So जब S 100 होगा, so S will finish 100 first. What will be the value of N? N will be 8 by 9 of 100, which is so 1 by 9 less, or like if you take 8 by 9, so it will be 88.89 meters. Okay, so that means S has covered 100 meters and N has covered 88.89 meters. So it is behind by 11.11 meter. So simple ratio based question on races. In a 100 meter race, if Deep gives Madan a start of 20 meters, then Deep wins the race by 5 seconds. Alternatively, if Deep gives Madan a start of 40 meters, the race ends in a dead heat. Dead heat means or finish at same time. Okay, so it says how long does Deep take to run 200 meters, right? So we have two scenarios. So Deep gives Madan a start of 20 meters. So that means Deep is running 100 and Madan is running 80. Okay. Second case is Deep is giving Madan a start of 40 meters. So that means Deep is running 100 and Madan is running just 60 meters. Okay. Now let us understand this question. What does it say? It says that if Deep gives Madan a start of 40 meters. Why are we considering this case first? Because this will give us the ratio of their speeds. So if Deep gives Madan a start of 40 meters, the race ends in dead heat. So when Deep covers 100 meters, Madan covers 60 meters. So D ratio M, the speed is going to be 100 ratio 60, which is 5 ratio 3. Okay. So Deep की speed मान लेते हैं 5x and Madan की speed मान लेते हैं 3x. Now in this scenario, what is the time taken? So time taken, what is time? Time is distance upon speed, right? So Deep will take, Deep time लेगा 100 meters. Deep is covering 100 meters and the time taken is like his speed is 5x. So 20 by x, his time taken is 20 by x. Now his, like it says that he wins the race by 5 seconds. So his time taken will be, the time taken by Madan will be 20 by x plus 5. That is the time taken by him to cover 80 meters. So his distance is 80 and his speed is 3x. So 80 upon 3x is 20 upon x plus 5. So this will give us the value of x. How did we solve it? See, first of all we use this equation to get the ratio of their speeds, which is 5 ratio 3. Now in this race he covers 100 meters. So he will take 20 upon x, like this is his distance, this is his speed, so this gives the time taken. And this person takes, he wins the race by 5 seconds. That means he will take 5 more seconds. So Madan takes 20 by x plus 5 seconds and he covers 80 in 3 by the speed of 3x. So that is the time taken by him. So we will solve it. So it becomes basically 80 minus, if you take it this side, so it becomes 20 by 3x, because if you take it 80 by 3x and minus 60 by 3x, so 20 by 3x is 5, or x is, if you take x this side, so it is 20 by 15 or 4 by 3. So x is 4 by 3. Okay. Now Deep speed is 5x, so 20 by 3 meter per second, and the distance is 200 meters. So 200, this is the speed, time is distance upon speed. Distance is 200 and speed is 20 by 3. So it will take 30 seconds to finish this race. So it's just that in you have to find the ratio of their speeds, okay, and then put in the first condition to find the speed of these people. So once you find the speed, then you can find the time taken to finish the race. A bit lengthy question, but that's how you solve it in a step-by-step manner. Okay, so here's the next question. It says that A and B walk from X to Y a distance of 27 km at 5 km per hour and 7 km per hour respectively. B reaches Y and immediately turns back, meeting A at Z. What is the distance between X to Z? So what happens is, this is X to Y. Okay, then B returns. So A goes at the speed of 5 and B goes at the speed of 7. So B reaches this position first and then returns. Okay. So suppose they meet A at Z. Suppose meeting time is T hours. Okay, so what is the distance covered by X? Distance covered by X is 5t, because he is moving at the speed of 5 km/h. Distance covered by Y is 7t, because he is moving at the speed of distance covered by A and B, sorry, A and B is 5t and 7t. Okay, right? Now what is the total distance? See, from here to here X has gone like this, and this person has gone this complete distance plus this distance. So total distance कितना हो गया? ये पूरी length cover हो गई, this complete length of 27 km, and this is also complete 27 km. So total distance is 12t is 54. Okay, so we get t is equal to 4.5. right? Now the question is, what is the distance from X to Z? Right, so this distance traveled by A is 5t, so 4.5 into 5, you will get 22.5 km. It's a simple question. Just start how to visualize this problem. A train an hour after starting meets with an accident which detains it for half hour, after which it proceeds at 3/4 of its former rate and arrives 3.5 hours late. Had the accident happened 90 kilometers farther along the line, it would have arrived only 3 hours late. What is the length of trip in kilometers? Now this is another classic question on time, speed, distance, which students often fear because they think that there are different varieties of questions, right? And in this video we have covered these different varieties, and I am going to tell you a simple way to approach this particular question. So when it says that like a train meets with an accident, right? So it says the speed becomes 3-4 times. So time will become, so speed is 3/4, time become 4/3 times, because speed and time are inversely proportional. Time becomes 4/3 times, and that means 1/3 extra. Okay, time becomes 1/3 extra. Now what is the late? So it detains for half an hour, okay, and there is 3.5 hours late. Now total 3.5 hour late, half hour is for stop, right? So that means 3 hour late due to slow speed. Okay, so 3 hours is late because of slow speed. So 3.5 hours delay, half hour delay because of stoppage, 3 hours delay due to slow speed. So time is 1/3 extra, 1/3 extra is 3 hours. So that means normal time is 9 hours. Okay, now normal time from this place to this place would have been 9 hours after the accident point. ठीक है, उससे पहले यहाँ पे 1 hour travel किया, right? So this is the accident point. यहाँ पे एक्सीडेंट हुआ, टोटल 10 hours की जर्नी थी. एक्सीडेंट हैपेंड आफ्टर 1 hour, नॉर्मल टाइम वुड हैव बीन like 9 hours, right? This thing you need to calculate in these questions. Now next is, had the accident happened 90 kilometers farther along the line. So if it had covered a 90 kilometer more and the accident happened, then what does it mean? It says that it would have arrived 3 hours late. 3 hours late होती, half an hour stoppage time होता, तो 2.5 due to slow speed, isn't it? Same case as above, right? 30 minutes it will, assuming that it will stop again, right? Unless it is mentioned that it does not speed in, which will happen in this case also, that it will stop, or sometimes they might say that the train does not stop or it directly slows down. So 2.5 hours due to slow speed. So this means normal time would have been in this case is 7.5 hours. So normal time from here to here is 7.5 hours. So that means in normal scenario, in 1.5 hour you will cover 90 kilometer. ठीक है, 1.5 hour में 90 किलोमीटर करते हैं तो स्पीड इज 90 by 1.5 which is 60 kilometer per hour. Right? Now if the normal speed is 60 kilometer per hour, how much you are traveling? You are traveling for 10 hours. So the length of the trip is 600 kilometers. So it's a very beautiful question, and this is the way to solve this question. Okay? Logically understanding the concept of time, speed, distance. If the speed is 3/4, so time will become 4/3, which is 1/3 extra. Right? Now 1/3 extra is 3 hours. So that means normally it would have taken 9 hours for the travel. Second scenario, the extra time is 2.5 hours. That means it would take 7.5 hours to cover it normal way. So that means from this point to this point in 90 kilometer it would have covered in 1.5 hours. That means speed is 60 kilometer per hour. ठीक है, तो अगर पूरी जर्नी है इट इज़ 1 hour to 9 hour because it says an hour after starting. ठीक है, so total journey is of 10 hours. So 10 into 60 you get 600 kilometer. Deepesh drives his car to pick up his son from his school every day at 2 p.m. One day school ended an hour early, so his son started walking home. Deepesh picked him up along the way and they arrived home 20 minutes earlier than usual. How long did his son walk? So let's see this problem. Okay, now so what happens is he drives to pick up his son, and one day the school ended an hour early, so his son started walking home. So Deepesh picked him up along the way and they arrived 20 minutes earlier. Okay, 20 minutes earlier means 20 minutes save हो गए. ठीक है, so that means like if you are going this side and this side, total 20 minutes is saved. So that means 10 minutes saved each side. Right, you will save 10 minutes on each side. So here he saved 10 minutes, and here also, like of course he saved 20 minutes, that means 10 minutes and 10 minutes this side. Right, so that is the total time saved. Now from this point, let us say this is the school and this is point is P. From P to S he would have taken 10 minutes. ठीक है, P to S पे 10 minutes लगते हैं, and if he reached exactly on time he would have reached the school. So that means like see, the son walked, okay, till this point. So like let's say the person has walked for some time. If he had not walked, like if there were 10 minutes more, this person would have reached S. Okay, so this person reaches S in like 10 minutes or होते the person would have reached this place. Okay, so that means, and the time difference is 60 minutes. So time difference is 60 minutes, and in 10 minutes the person would have covered that distance. So this means the boy walked for 50 minutes. So let's take that two, let's say like it is the time is given, right? Even if the time is not given you could solve it. So let us say the person catches the son at 2 p.m. ठीक है, तो उस दिन 1 p.m. पे like छुट्टी हो गई. So the boy started moving. Now we are saying that it is 10 minute gap between these points. So 10 minute पे ये 2 p.m. पे पहुंच जाता. ठीक है, at 10 minutes it would be 2 p.m. So the boy is at this position at 1:50 p.m. So he has moved from 1 p.m. till 1:50 p.m. So that means he has moved for 50 minutes on that day. So that's how we solve this kind of question. So another variety of question on time, speed, distance. Next question is on circular race. It says that there are 3 people who are running in a circular track. So they start running on a circular track of 400 meters from the same point, with A running clockwise and B and C running anti-clockwise. अब circular race का concept बता देता हूँ. Again the concept is same. Time into speed is distance, right? So the time speed distance framework remains same, right? The definition of time, like time is of course a constant thing, right? It does not have any such variations, but the definition of speed changes, right? So in this case, like when you have a circular race में क्या होता है, time into speed is distance, distance is length of track, and speed is basically the relative speed. Okay, so relative speed means if they are moving in the same direction, it is sum of speeds or difference of speeds. Now we have A running clockwise and B and C running anti-clockwise. Okay, A takes 10 minutes to complete full round. So what is the speed of A? A takes 10 minutes to cover 400 meters. So 40 meter per minute. Okay, we are not converting into kilometer per hour or meter per second. Let it remain in the normal unit, meter per minute, because हर unit हमें minutes में दिया है. So meter 40 meter per minute. Okay, so A की speed है 40. A and C meet for the first time after 8 minutes, whereas A and B meet for the first time after 6 minutes. So B must be faster, okay, because A and B meet first. This is B and this is C. Now when A and C meet for the first time after 8 minutes, so that means like A is going in this direction and C is going in this direction, so they will meet at some point. So C must have covered this distance. Let us say this distance covered is, let's put C for the distance, and this distance covered by A is this, isn't it? So they cover this collective distance. Now what is the total distance? Length of track. So that's how why do we take length of track? That's an explanation. A की speed है 40 meter per minute, right? Now A ने इतना distance cover कर लिया, C ने इतना distance cover कर लिया. So total distance is 400. Okay. What is the time taken to meet? 8 minutes. So that means their relative speed is 50. Okay. Relative speed is 50. A plus C is 50. Now A alone is moving at a speed of 40. So the speed of C is 10. Right. Similarly, we will take A and B. So when A and B come, okay, so A has moved some distance, B has moved some distance, total distance is 400, which is covered in 6 minutes. Right. If it is covered in 6 minutes, the relative speed is 66.67 meters per minute. Okay. Now A itself has a speed of 40, so speed of B will be 26.67 meters per minute. Okay. So this is when they move in the same direction. Okay. So when they move in the same direction, the speed is sum of the speeds and the distance is length of track. Now the question is, find the time after which B will meet C for the first time. Now consider this scenario, B and C moving in the same direction. How will they meet for the first time? So B आगे भाग गया, C पीछे रह गया. ठीक है. So B will be ahead of, like C is here, B will be here, C is here, B will be here, C is here, B will be here. So B will be always ahead of C. ठीक है. Then when does B meet? B meets when D has covered one round extra. ठीक है. तो जब सेम डायरेक्शन में जाते हैं, लाइक व्हेन दे गो इन द ऑपोजिट डायरेक्शन, ये ऑपोजिट डायरेक्शन वाला कॉन्सेप्ट चल रहा था. व्हेन दे गो इन द सेम डायरेक्शन, always remember that they meet after one extra round of a person. If a person covers one extra round, they will meet, right? So one extra round means, what is that extra distance B is covering? 400 meters. Okay, B will cover that 400 meters extra, then they will meet. And what is that extra speed? Extra distance is 400. What is the extra speed? Because B and C are going in the same direction, the relative speed will be the difference between them. So 400 by 16.67. So 16.67 is technically 100 by 6. That is 24. So that means they will meet after 24 seconds. Okay, so in 24 seconds B will cover that extra 400 meter, because per minute it is covering 16.67 meters extra. Okay. C is covering at a rate of 10, B is covering 26.67, so it is gaining a lead of 16.67 meters per second. It has to cover extra 400 seconds. So 400 meters. So that 400 meter will be covered in 24 seconds. So the answer to this question is 24. So in this video we covered different varieties of questions on time, speed, distance, which would you would have known how to solve these different varieties and got to learn something new. So please don't forget to like this video. It was a great refresher for all varieties of questions under this topic. And in case you are preparing for CAT and are looking for structured preparation, okay, A to Z preparation, complete coverage of the topics in a structured manner along with practice sheets. So some of these questions which we discussed today are from our practice sheets that we give to the students for practice. Okay, and doubt resolution to your questions and full length and sectional mock test along with GDPR preparation. You can enroll in our CAT program, okay, which will cost you 20,000 till 30th of June if you use the code HOT. Okay, so this is going to be a full prep plan for CAT and other exams also. And here are some questions for you to answer in the comments of this video. So covering these different aspects, one is on downstream and rivers, that is downstream and upstream. One is question is on escalator, one is on race, and another on race, that is circular track. So we discussed all these varieties in today's class, and this video will give you a coverage of all topics of time, speed, distance, explained in a very clear manner that using just one concept, time into speed is distance, you can answer any of the questions which are based on these. So if you want the PDF of these sessions, please join our Telegram group, and here you will get the PDF of all these videos on hot summer. So I hope you are enjoying this summer. So please stay hydrated, stay cool, okay, stay indoors and learn from the best mentors for CAT preparation for CAT 2024. And I believe that if you've watched all these 30 videos, that will definitely boost your video like no other place, and beautiful explanation to different concepts, good teaching of all the sections that will help you your problem solving ability so that you perform better in CAT and hope to crack these MBA entrance examinations. So thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel.